The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan, currently sitting at a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
This movie came. It feels like it came at the exact perfect time in my career, in my life. It felt almost nostalgic.
What are you, retarded?
At the end of the day, I think you have to ask yourself, this is a Greek epic without any Greeks in it. Damon, Holland, Hathaway, Patterson, Zendaya, Theron. Well, you have a lot of A-listers, and even The Guardian itself has asked the question, where are the Greek actors? But they did include a Greek. There's a scene later on when Odysseus' crew is on their way back home, and they stop at a village to raid it. There is an Indian actor who plays Eurylochus. There's also a black soldier with Eurylochus that asks the local, where are the people? And the Indian guy says, we are Greek. And the black soldier translates as the villager that is talking to them is actually speaking in Greek. It's quite ridiculous. Yes, you did hire a Greek actor and made him a foreigner in their own story. Of course, the acting choices only ever get more bizarre. You have Lupita Nyong'o, who is playing Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships, maybe in an alternate dimension. She's double cast as well as Helen's sister, one actress covering two of the most famous women in mythology. Travis Scott, who is, well, doing what he can do, the only thing he can do. Play a bard with no acting skills. Coming in at 2 feet tall and running about 1 mile an hour, we got Sinon as Elliot Page. And later on in the film, you can actually see at the Hades part of the film that they replaced the role that would have been played by Achilles with Sinon as Elliot Page. Odysseus also lets us know that, well, Sinon is the greatest warrior that he's ever known, but then the show itself, the movie itself, never even shows Sinon fighting once. This whole legend is told, just never earned. And that's, well, the oldest writing sin in the book, especially in a $250 million script. I think, too, the craziest thing about it in the end is, well, Sinon isn't even in the Odyssey at all. He's imported from a different poem, from a different author, written several centuries later. Motherfucker, Elliot, get the fuck out of here. And who is conveniently missing from this whole ordeal? Well, you guessed it. It's Achilles, the greatest warrior in Greek literature, cut. While an imported liar repeatedly stands in his structural place in the underworld and effectively just hijacks his overall story. And really, it doesn't stop there. The gods are essentially gone. Athena appears every now and then as a fart in the wind. Zendaya doesn't really do anything here. Poseidon, who is literally the hate-fueled engine of the entire story, is nowhere to be seen. Odysseus plays Ring Around the Rosie and eventually blinds Polyphemus, and well, Poseidon, he took that personally. And every storm and shipwreck that comes after Odysseus from this point is his wrath. Personally, I feel like if you've cut the gods out of the equation, you have cut the antagonist and the meaning in one stroke. And what's left is a man having 10 years of bad weather effects. It's actually just a joke, and it's definitely not up to the par of the original tale. I think another terrible thing is the sound design. You know, Christopher Nolan has been criticized over the years for his sound design in many of his films like Tenet, and I think The Odyssey will be no different. There's a large drumming sound effect that just comes in every now and then, and sometimes it completely washes out what the character is saying, which is always going to be a negative to me. If you can't even hear what the fuck they're saying, why should I give a shit? The lack of an epic score is a negative as well. Most film adaptations of The Odyssey have epic scores. Think of Troy's music. Here, let me throw it up for you. Compared to the ringing out deftone touch of the drums that you continuously hear in the Odyssey. There are some other artistic liberties that I think are, not up to the par. For example, why do we have a Viking longboat in this show? It's ridiculous, like it is. Some of the armor designs are absolutely ridiculous. I think Agamemnon looks like he just Well, he looks like he's just the next line, the next model of some new fancy fucking bat armor. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's some scenes that are just straight retarded. Like, for example, you have Penelope that is telling Telemachus, oh yeah, you know, I can't do anything because I'm a woman. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. There ain't no one, including the Helen of Troy, that could do anything without a king. That's just the times, bro. Get with it. Positives have to be the Polyphemus scene. I think that could have been done with more stuff, though. But it's missing a lot of context. The witch scene with Cersei was really, really good, I think. You know, there's some body horror there with the pigs. But it definitely felt like it was going a little quick, which is also ties into another complaint, which is the pacing. You know, the pacing is all over the place, you know, and I feel like when Odysseus actually leaves the island, he's just showing up at one place after another, one after another, but not everything is equal. I thought the whole whirlpool scene was really terrible. That was one of the lamest looking monsters I've ever seen in cinema for a very long time, man. I can't believe there are people that thought that Scylla there looked great. That looked terrible. She literally looking like a Taco Bell turd, bro. Get at it. Honestly, I have to give it a 5, maybe a 4 out of 10. It's a flawed, uneven adaptation that struggles with tone and authenticity. It has some strong mythological moments, but yet I find the changes to be more appalling. You even have the part with Calypso, which, well, in the book, she desperately wants him to stay, but in the film, it's more mutual or redemptive. There is a more bigger focus, stronger focus on Xenia and the hospitality laws and the social/moral decay in Ithaca, with a stronger emphasis on Odysseus's legendary wit and golden tongue that he's known for. He's portrayed as a more of a gritty and haunted kind of man, broken, if you will. Basically, all of the encounters, most of them anyway, are shortened or altered for pacing, and well, not in a good way, especially with the sirens. I mean, you can blink and miss that shit. You also have less emphasis on, well, the repeated failures of Odysseus's men. They would repeatedly disobey him, eventually leading to the opening of the windbag, eating the cattle of the sun, different things that would ultimately lead to their doom. The film condenses this guilt and shows fewer crew betrayals, which is, in my opinion, a weakness. Hell, I would even toss in Telemachus from books 1 to 4. The journey to find the news of his father is shortened. His growth from insecure boy to assertive young man is still there, but it's compressed and diminished, basically, and it's a shame. Overall, I think I have to give it a 4 or 5 out of 10. It's an ambitious epic, but not Nolan's best. The movie is polarizing, I would say, especially regarding the casting and stylistic choices. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Have a good one. Peace.